The major challenge for policymakers in India today is to promote livelihoods for a large number of people. It is estimated that about 15 million new livelihoods will have to be generated in India every year alone if full employment has to be ensured. While the rapid economic growth in India in the period 2001 to 2015 has dramatically increased new livelihoods in sectors such as IT, telecom, travel and retail, it has also led to the displacement of millions from their traditional livelihoods in agriculture, animal husbandry, fishery, forestry, and also in household manufacturing like handloom cloth weaving. There are several government programs aimed at livelihood promotion. However, two factors that come in their way are 1. An inadequate availability of knowledge on livelihood promotion, and 2. Inadequate availability of trained human resources. In order to bridge this gap, the Basics Social Enterprise Group set up the Livelihood School, currently called the Institute of Livelihood Research and Training, on 18th April 2004. The Ford Foundation and Tata Trust are two major agencies which have supported ILRT since its beginning.
When we started working on livelihoods, one thing which was very clear in our mind is that the livelihood challenge in this country is too large. One is building up the knowledge for promoting large number of livelihoods and building the capacity of a large number of people to get engaged in livelihood promotion activities. And that's why we started conceiving of an idea of a livelihood school.
ILRT carries out activities in the area of knowledge building and knowledge dissemination. Knowledge dissemination is done through training and capacity building of livelihood promotion practitioners. The Institute of Livelihood Research and Training has conducted several hundred livelihood educational programs reaching out to thousands of practitioners, including staff of NGOs, government development agencies, corporate development initiatives, and also Panchayat Raj institutions. Knowledge building is ensured through case study documentation of livelihood interventions, write shops facilitating practitioners to articulate their experiences, livelihood learning groups facilitating or processing of knowledge and experiences of practitioners, thematic research, subsector analysis, livelihood mapping studies, and evaluation studies. Apart from carrying out training programs, the Institute publishes case studies, thematic conference papers, and research studies such as a study on savings behavior of poor.
We try to understand the implementation or the practice in the field, document it, generate knowledge out of it, build theories out of it, and bring those theories and concepts into the practice in the development sector. So as you see, our main focus has been knowledge building on one hand and knowledge dissemination on the other hand. So we build what we call the instrumental knowledge, and we also disseminate it through very many livelihood education programs, standard programs, customized programs, training of trainers, exchange visits or exposure visits, wherein we pick up grassroots entrepreneurs, for example, from one geography to the other, and expose them to practices, help them to understand the theory of it, so that their practices improve. And over a period of time, we have done more than 130 programs, out of which about 85 have been international programs. Our focus has been to work with smallholders, underserved, unserved, downtrodden communities. And there's a lot of focus of the government agencies, both national and several state governments, which are focusing their development efforts on these segments of the society. We also work with a lot of government agencies, a lot of state rural livelihood missions. We are one of the 20 agencies in the country that have been empaneled with the National Rural Livelihood Mission. So we work quite closely with government agencies. There have been a lot of instances where many agencies, particularly government agencies, have said, oh, we do a lot of things, we have a lot of experience implementing. We have a problem when it comes to documenting it, writing it. So we've done a series of workshops, training, seminar, where we work with government officials and help them to document field experiences. And it has been very effective because now they not only do those implementation, but they also document it and are able to articulate it, analyze it, share it better. We also engage with action research. Initially, it was supported by Ford Foundation, and we had a series of action research with very many communities across the country.
जो आदिवासी या दूसरे लोग जो जिनके पूर्वज सैकड़ों सालों से फॉरेस्ट की ज़मीन पर रह रहे हैं, उन्हें हमेशा वन विभाग जो है कभी अतिक्रमणकारी करके केस करता रहा है। तो जब हम लोगों ने ये रिसर्च शुरू किया था, उस समय सिर्फ 12,000 के आसपास पट्टे वितरित हुए थे। लेकिन आज ये लगभग 50,000 के आसपास पट्टे वितरित हो गए।
We have done a lot of work around action research and with partners who are extremely good at implementing programs, which I call the width of an implementation. We come in with the depth, which is creating the knowledge, generating the knowledge, analyzing it, understanding the issues better. In the action research, the action, which is the implementation, it could be that of ILRT, it could be that of a partner agency. We try to understand what improvements could be done, and that is the knowledge that actually comes out of the action research.
Jharkhand is a state which produces the maximum amount of lac in the country, and it is a state where a lot of tribal people are residing and they have their dependence on forest based resources, and lac is one of that. Unfortunately, in spite of Jharkhand being the largest producer of lac, the primary cultivators of lac have not been getting enough return from lac.
पहले हम लोग का कभी 5,000 10,000 हो जाता था.
And ILRT, being a livelihood research organization, thought to understand this problem and started an action research in collaboration with Indian Gramin Services, which is also a basic social enterprise group organization. So the lac action research location was decided at Khuti in Karra block. Farmer preferred to sell lac in the farm gate market only. Going to other market, alternate market, is having a difficulty for them. So they preferred selling it in the local market. Second is that the price fluctuation we also observed during the tenure of action research, that it is dependent on international market price, one, and two, there is also a cartel of shellac factories, local traders, so that they also influence the price. We also took lakh farmers to lakh mandi in West Bengal. It's called Balrampur Lakh Mandi. We took the farmers to the shellac factories and we gave all the orientation to them. So far, none of the agencies have been able to influence on the market. That has a strong bearing on the livelihoods of lakh farmers. There has to be primary level processing of lakh.
The findings of those action research then help us to kind of influence the policy in a very succinct manner. We are producing a series of video documentaries on things such as piggery, sanitation, microinsurance in various regional languages, so that the outputs reach a far wider audience. The digital learning project also allows us to develop e-learning modules so that we can disseminate it very widely, irrespective of the geographies, irrespective of the physical distances, not just within the country, but in several other countries that are interested in the developmental issues.
Livelihood School is really trying to promote livelihoods and use new technologies, new learnings, best practices in order to upgrade livelihoods and to address the needs of the most vulnerable sections and the challenges of development.
I find Livelihood School as a very innovative approach for building capacity of all the stakeholders in the chain of rural livelihoods.
Is as a knowledge partner, and they did really some of the path-breaking work, like the livelihood triad. We referred this in our book in 2010, which we published from United Nations.
And I think it's a stellar example of an organization that brings together thought leaders, seamlessly mixes them up or synchronizes their work with those that of the people in the field, those who document the new knowledge that comes out of the field, and then makes it available to the rest of the world.